Hey, if you're broke and you need to make some money really fast, you're gonna love this video. Also, I would love for you to tell me in comments below how much money you need to make. Okay, I'm gonna give you the formula, but I want you to jump in comments right now and say, here's how much money I need to make, and here's the time frame I need to make it in. And if you're really brave, you'll say, bro, here's how much money I have to my name, right? Which I've done before. However, I'm shooting this video because I got a phone call, actually from my sister, who's an agency owner, a few days ago. And she said, hey, I have an agent who is broke. They need to make money. They have no money. And they're thinking about buying some leads. I'm like, well, with what money? You know? And they're like, well, they're going to spend like $500. I'm like, that's just spending $500. They're spending your last $500 on new leads. If any lead vendor or marketer tells you that, they're a freaking, like, they're wrong. We'll just say that, okay? They're wrong. You need to make money fast, okay? Here's exactly what you need to do. Now, when I'm sharing this is just raw off the top of my dome from a phone call I got days ago. I just flew red eye from San Francisco to Dallas to here from 1 a.m. till 9 a.m. I got back to my house at 10 a.m. It's Sunday right now. I slept for 3 hours. I woke up and I'm like, crap, I didn't shoot a video this week. I'm a complete zombie. However, you need to make money. Here's what you have to do. And if at any point during this you're like, dude, I really like this, let me know in comments below, because I want to keep doing more videos like this. However, if you don't comment or engage or share this with somebody, I don't know that you like it, and then maybe I don't shoot them as much. Okay, fair enough. Here's what you need to do. You need to make money fast. And you're like, dude, I would like to make $5,000 or whatever the number is. Please, again, let me know in comments below. I'd love to know, what is your number? Okay, I know for me, I knew, like, back in the day when I was broke, I was like, man, if I could just make $5,000 a week, you know, because again, yeah, I made 117K at 20 years old, but 21 years old, that doesn't mean that, like, I always consistently made the same amount of money. I'd be lying, you know. If I didn't go through financial struggle, there was one point where I bought a partner out and I was, you know, millions in debt. That's true. And attorneys were like, dude, you should go bankrupt, bro. Like, this is ridiculous. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going bankrupt. Like, this is my name. My name. I get this name and this life one time. I get to choose how I respond to adversity. I get to choose how I overcome. I get to choose how I work. I get to choose if I've got 3 hours of sleep. I flew red eye after hosting our roadshow and Power Player retreat on marketing mastery for about 40 something of our top agencies. I get to choose, which was amazing, by the way. And I've been with people nonstop, you know, 16, 18 hours a day, pouring in, helping people for 3 days straight. And so, yeah, and then red eye. So yeah, I'm a little tired. However, if you need to make money fast, you make $5,000 or whatever your number is. Please, I'd love to know. I will read the comments. Okay, I'm telling you. Here's what you need to do. You need, let's just say that you sell life insurance. Okay, as a general example, and what I'm going to share, you can do for any insurance. I don't care. Somebody the other day was like, yeah, but I sell PNC, dude. I don't care. I can make, we already make millions in PNC because we had 8 acquisitions in PNC. And I'm learning PNC. I don't understand PNC as well. I'm a life guy, a little bit of Medicare, but I promise you, I can jump in what you're doing and sell a crap ton of PNC with the stuff that I know. And I had a PNC agency at our marketing mastery retreat in Napa Valley. And they said, dude, the stuff we're learning, like, there was one moment the entire room yesterday totally freaking gasped. They gasped out loud, and they're like, wow, right? So I'm telling you, the stuff that we share and we talk about, most people in the industry may or may not know. A lot don't know. A lot don't even know how to teach it. And it can help you whether you sell PNC or whatever you sell, okay? The number one thing you got to do is, to make money the fastest, I actually recommend face-to-face. I do, okay? I recommend face-to-face. This can surprise people, okay? And this isn't me trying to sell you leads. This is me just saying, like, if you're broke, this is how you can go make money without even having to buy leads, frankly, okay? I'm gonna give you a couple ideas, but they all have to do with in-person. They have to do with door knocking, okay? And if you sell, I'd love to know in the comments below if you sell face-to-face or in person. Also, love to know in comments below if you've ever door knocked before in your life. Most people are terrified to door knock, but dude, this isn't like, oh, I'm broke, I need you to care about your feelings. No. This is you're broke and you need to make some money. There's a big difference. Does that make sense? Like, if you're broke, you need to make money. Your feelings do not matter. right? Amateurs listen to their feelings, professionals don't. And so stop. If you listen to your feelings and you're getting in your head, like, freaking stop. You know what I mean? Like, that's the reason you're broke to begin with. It is. So I would face to face. I would go door knock. I would cold door knock, whatever you want. But like, I remember there's these like senior housing facilities in Missouri, Southwest Missouri. I don't know if you have those in your different areas, but dude, I remember door knocking 125 of those specifically on a Friday afternoon for like, gosh, from like noon to 9 p.m. for like 9 hours, right? For like 9 hours. And we sold 6 life insurance policies. Well, 5 there. And then we went to a facility on our way back home in Mountain Grove, Missouri. This one was in Willow Springs. We went to Mountain Grove, Missouri on the way home, found another senior housing facility, knocked on some more doors there, knocked on doors till it was probably 9:30 at that point, maybe-ish. It was after, I mean, I got in after 9, I'll tell you that. Or I was right in at 9, but then left way after 9, 10 o'clock, I forget. But we sold 6 life insurance policies in one day from cold canvas door knocking. It's a lot of freaking work. Probably knocked on 150 doors-ish, okay? And I would love to know if you would ever do that. If it would get you out of your financial struggle and it would get you out of being broke and you would make $5,000 like we did, would you ever do that? Yes or no in comments below. And I'm telling you what, I don't care how much money we have or how well we're doing, you know, but I'm never doing near as well or have near as much money as people think, by the way, okay? Online is kind of it makes people look cooler and, you know, have more money than they really do, typically. People don't put the worst stuff about their life online, even though I've tried to be vulnerable and transparent along the way. But like, I'm curious. Some people would say, dude, I will never do that. Well, then if you're broke, you may never make it out of being broke. Can you make it out of being broke in a bunch of different ways? Yes, but at the end of the day, dude, like actually putting in the work tells me something about somebody, right? Tells me a lot about somebody. And so I would cold door knock senior housing, or I would buy aged data, aged leads that are really cheap. I'm talking, you can get, I don't know, 50 or 100 local age leads to work for like $25, $50, whatever. There's different sites online, right? Then the third idea, my buddy Chris Ball from Life Insurance Academy actually shared this. Chris Ball said, dude, you know what I would do? He said, I was out knocking one time and I had never done this. I've done a bunch of cold knocking, but he said, I was out knocking and we couldn't find a house. And so we showed this person the letter, said, hey, do you know this person? And they're like, no. And then Chris said, he followed up and said, well, did you get this card in the mail? And the guy's like, no. And he's like, well, it helps, it talks about helping you, with your final expenses and we are local to this area and you might qualify for some help regarding this. And the guy's like, oh my gosh, I don't know if we got it. He went back and asked his wife, hey babe, did we get this? Like, did we get this card? You're like, oh my gosh, guys, get in here. I don't think we got this card, right? So it was funny that he said, just walk up to people's houses with a card and, hey, did you get this card? And get in conversation and get in the door, right? Like, it's actually easier than you think. But a lot of this making money fast comes down to you actually putting in work. Dude, here's this. If you like a framework or steps, which I do for sure, you need to commit. Like, how much money you want to make. You need a strategy of how you're going to get in front of people. You need the strategy of that's really who, right? You need a strategy of what you're going to do to get in front of them, right? Where are you going to get in front of them? How many of them are you going to get in front of to reach your goal? Like, it ain't rocket science, but it's a matter of thinking through it and then actually implementing it, which most people, I think there's some ants over here on the ground, which most people struggle with that piece, by the way. They don't struggle with, hey, I'm broke, and they jump in comments, let me know how much money they need to make and all this stuff, right? But they do struggle to actually go do something because then they want to think about all the different details of what they need to do or what they're scared to do or what they know they should do, but they're like terrified to go do, right? Like, you hear that a lot. And so I'm telling you, like, if you're broke and you need to go make money fast, this can be a guide for you or an agent or anybody but it takes, but this is just a strategy. People love the strategies. They love the framework, even though they typically they need to get this fixed so they can go do something, right? But it's at the end of the day, this is hey, I want to sell life insurance locally, and I'm broke and to make money. Like, yeah, I would go sell locally. I would go door knock. I would I would try to go get in 10 homes in a day. Dude, watch what happens. You go sit in 10 houses in one day. You're like, I can't do that. You can do that. I can go do that with you right now. Like I could literally walk out of my gated subdivision in Springfield, Missouri, because I can't. There's no soliciting here, right? Even though I've done plenty of. I got kicked out of neighborhoods for soliciting when you shouldn't. I got cops called on me multiple times. Yeah, but I was committed and I kept showing up and I put in the work. You know what I mean? So yeah, could I go make $5,000 this week? In the next 5 days, probably 4 days, probably. Maybe 2 days, maybe a day sometimes. I don't know. I know that. Could I go make $5,000 this week implementing exactly what I'm sharing? Yes. Should I film that and do a video and go back and do it just to freaking prove it to people? Maybe. I mean, I did it for myself a freaking crap ton, over the years before I don't sell as much now, right? However, you can go make money fast, but you have got to think about how much you need, what you're going to do, and then you got to just go do it. I'm telling you, you can go make $5,000 this week. Get off your freaking tail and go do something. And if you do enough of it, good stuff happens. And even if you never door knocked before, who cares? Even if you suck at door knocking, who cares? Even if you don't know what to say, who cares? You will trust me. You will figure out what to say when you get to the door. So at the end of the day, let this be a guide. If you want to go from broke to making $5,000 this week, and you need $5,000, type $5,000 in comments below. Go do it and let me know how it works. We'll see you on the next video. Love you guys.